They definitely got talk about it.
Yeah, it was kind of scary.
Were you here?
Yeah, I came and I heard some lady screaming like you know, get out of here. Don't you dare touch my stuff. Something like that. So I was trying to figure out if she had a gun or something.
But yeah, she's not. She a skinny woman.
Like deadly skinny.
I heard. I think she was.
She was like kept on like going through a bunch of bags right on the corner. I don't whatever.
Well, that's a lot of people do. That's New York. Other bottles, this and that, this and that.
Like laying on the floor. I don't know. Maybe
What
she was
about?
living there for a while and then someone came and moved her stuff.
Well, then these things have been there for a year. Yeah.
The young woman?
He
There's a whole
looked very old, but
yeah,
looked
old
young.
from drugs.
Right, that could also be.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, Lane.
no, they're done. They're done. What does that mean?
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
They're not out.
What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do?
Thank God. Oh,
How are we gonna solve the crisis?
No,
What crisis?
What I don't know
Middle
what
East?
you even call it.
Huh?
I was gonna say the shit of crisis, but I don't know if that's her issue.
Do we have a crisis?
I don't know. I heard that there's a crisis.
No,
I don't know.
no, not a good time. My son is in Shidduchim. No, there's no crisis.
I don't know what that means. I don't know what it's. I mean, I married my wife. I don't. So it'd be a crisis.
This is it?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't tell, by the way, I didn't tell the guy, leave, go, or, just said it's not nice to say this.
Oh, it's all good.
I don't know who he is. He comes only on Sunday morning.
I know.
I don't know.
He doesn't even come for breakfast. He literally just comes for the shear.
Well, there we go.
I mean, I told him that if he's welcome to come back when he.
Oh, you spoke to him?
I mean, while he was leaving, I told him he could. He's always welcome back. So whatever. What else could I do? I don't know who he is.
But
Like,
you
how would I even
you
call him?
started your shear. This was your way of saying the shear. That was the shear.
Right. Whatever. He likes a different style. He doesn't have to like every shear. It's not like, he likes a different style, so let him go to different shear.
For the money he's
you know.
paying for your shear, it's the same price.
Right. Really, it's just not menschlich to start like during the shear complaining how the shear is. Like, what do you mean? Like, this is just how the shear is.
Open.
It's whatever.
I kind of thought about it today. Oh man, I did something wrong. I should ask for forgiveness next
Okay,
week.
you could ask him. He might double down. Just
Oh, I guess.
don't be surprised if he doubles down. 'Cause my guess is that he's like hardwired. Like he doesn't give up. He doesn't give in. He likes to win an argument. So if you ask forgiveness, he might just say, go fly
But
kite.
that's all I can do.
Right.
Right?
So just
For my
Chacham
Right.
came and took the tuna and used it for the fabrik.
Him.
Whatever it was.
You ever wanted to talk to the dead? You ever wanted to?
What's his name?
You ever wanted to?
My father. I'm going to just to see how it's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He wants to know. He wants to know what's going on.
With me?
What are you going to tell him? Yes, the Zoom is on.
I can tell him that I'm learning everything.
Without.
Yochanan, is it working? Yochanan Davis, nice to hear. Nice to see you.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you.
Okay, good. So we're good. We're off. Okay, so we're gonna be talking about serenity. Serenity. You know what serenity is? Who knows what serenity is? At first, I thought serenity is someone's name because everyone said, I'm looking for serenity. Like there must be just one serenity, and everyone's looking for the same person called serenity. Okay. So, Rashi has a lot of fun this parsha, and because we like Rashi, so we're gonna have even more fun. So let's go on. Let's figure this out. In this week's parsha, there's a pasuk that says, "Tamim." This is if you want to follow along, this is in Likkutei Sichos Chelik Yud Daled, I think, yeah, Chelik Yudalid, the first Sicha of Shoftim. In the printout, it'll just be page 1, but in the original, it'll be page 64. If you want to look in English, you can find it on Likkutei Sichos on their website. They'll have the English too. Okay, the pasuk on the pasuk in our parsha Yud Ches Peri Yud Ches pasuk Yud Gimel. Feel free if you have any questions or any points. Feel free to chime in. So Tomim Tiyim HaShem Likecha. We shall be Tomim, whatever that word means.
Complete.
What do you think? You think it says complete? We shall be complete.
Yeah.
With HaShem our God. Does that make any sense? What do you mean to be complete?
Full.
No questions?
No.
There's a lot of questions. Every other line is in Tzarech Lav. Tomim means That's. I thought you meant that you shouldn't ask any questions.
No, you asked what Tomim means.
Right. Very good. So now we are gonna figure this out. So what does Rashi says? Matik Rashi Kol HaKosuf. So the Rashi quotes the entire pasuk. El Mefarish, and he explains his Halich Imoy. He goes with him betmimos in simplicity, v'titzapeloi, and he depends on him. V'loi tachkoir acher ha'asidois, and he doesn't run after and delve into those that tell the future, which is what was going on in the previous psukim. That HaShem Moshe Rabbeinu was telling the Yidden that, hey, you're going into Eretz Yisrael, and there's going to be people there that are going to have child carbonis. What's it called? They throw their children into the fire and all these different stuff. It's a bunch of weirdos. Right, talking to the I don't even know. I was looking at Wikipedia. I didn't make any sense to.
There was something they were talking and it was coming out of the armpit.
Huh? No?
How are you?
You ever talked to the dead?
To whom?
You ever had a vision of, or you ever talked to dead souls? They ever told you like the future and stuff like that?
Not to dead soul, but I saw people alive in my dream, and they told me what to do.
Ah, okay.
Not
okay.
dead. Yeah.
That's not no issue with that. Okay.
Why the Bochum don't like doing called Mimi?
What do you
I
think?
said I'm empty in my life.
Huh?
What else?
Huh? Seltzer would be great. Thank you so much.
No, why the name?
Why Tomim is that there's both Sidis and Nigle in the Seder.
That's why Poshalim.
That's rich. I think that's what's going. Really, I mean, there were Bachras, there were the Temper Tvimim existed. Temper Tvimim existed before the name Temper Tvimim also.
Right.
It took a little bit till the Rebbe Rashab actually named it. No, named it. There was the yeshiva, but without a name.
Oh.
So it was a whole, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so Rashi goes and explains this. So right away, something's going on over here. V'tzarech lavin. So you have to understand. Firstly, the Rebbe is going to bring 3 things that we need to understand. First of all, nemar b'Torah Tomim. We already mentioned Tomim many times in Torah. We see Benoyach Tomim Hayu B'Dor Yisov, that he was perfect in his generation he was the perfect one of his generation. Avraham his halich lefonai Hayu Tomim, that he should be perfect. Bedini Karbonis, and for sure by Karbonis, Pa'amim Rabbis many times. Shetzarech is Tomim, that the carbon needs to be Tomim. Right? There's a bunch of halachis about if the animal needs to be perfect. Right, very good. Right? Practice. Yeah. And so that's a humble brag. Shows prok. So why is Rashi waking up today and saying, hey, by the way, this is what Tomim means? What's pushing him to want to even answer, right? Because when Rashi says something, he's answering a question. He doesn't just say things. He says things when there's something that is causing him to say it. Right. So you would think, okay, if this is the only time that it mentions Tamim, so then he'll explain what Tamim is. But we already know that Tamim is many times in play. So why is he saying it over here? Secondly, Prati Perushe, he gives so many details. It's right that he goes with him with simplicity, and he trusts him. He depends on him, and he doesn't run after any other um, um, anyone that says things about the future, and he's always with him. Simplicity. What Tom Tia called Pratimelu. So where is Rashi taking it from? That all of these are really what's actually happening in a simple type of the pasuk. That's really what it means. Third, Gimel Madiukim Beloshin Rashi Pirish Rashi because of Nemar Haloshin Shoyel Derish of Rashi Keser Takper. In the pasuk itself, it said in the pasuk itself, it uses the wording of asking, or running after, like asking, or
The pasuk itself says Shehu. Pasuk says.
because of number. Okay, yeah. So there's, but over here, tachkoy means like to delve, right?
Right.
What does it mean? Yeah, to delve. Yeah, like to go and try to figure this out. Like it's as if it's all it's your life's calling.
You're alone, he goes, here, everything is here.
What? Brisk. Yeah?
Here. That's the mahalach, the alone. Here.
Yeah. Okay, good. So now let's get to base. But then he finishes off, and then he will be with him, he will be together with him, and he will be his portion. That it's meaning that it's your reward. Your reward for depending on Hashem is you become his. Mitzarech Lovin, so that also we have to understand. Where are we getting from the simple shot of the pasuk that this is the reward for being for depending on Hashem? And where's and who's saying that this is real, that this is the actual? Yeah.
Rashi says you should go with the Timeus, and what this how will be? From where I should take it.
First of all, it doesn't mention any schar. And secondly, how do we say that this is the schar? It's not, who says that pasuk that is actually saying that it's a schar. And actually, we're going to see later that the Mefarshim asked the same question. Mefarshim or Rashi asked this question, and then they give another answer. Whatever, because it's Mandchar Shmei, meaning where is it? Where does it mention?
So what's that question? What? So that so what does that mean?
Where does it say? Where does it say that there's going to be a reward in the first place? It doesn't say on every pasuk that there's going to be a reward, and somehow here he says that this is the reward.
The second kasha seems so like first.
Right. Firstly, who even says that there's going to be a reward? Secondly, is who says that that's the reward? So Mefarshim Pirshu. So who is it? The Re'im, the Gur Aryeh, the Ber Marchaim, and this is the Chacham. See, so everyone's mentioning this. The Kabbanis Rashi, he haposuk tom tiyim Hashem lekecha nechel l'shnayim. So what Rashi is saying, really, in essence, that this pasuk is separated into two. What does this mean? Tom tiyahu atzivu l'adam. This is actually is the commandment that we have to be tomim with Hashem. And then Hisalech meaning Hisalech between was that we need to just take things at face value in a simple form. Im Hashem lekecha, and then what does this mean with Hashem, him, our God? It means that this will be the star. This is the actual reward for being Mekayim, this tzivui, meaning that what will happen, that that we will become his, we will be with him, and we will be his portion. And what is causing the Mefarshim to say that this is really what's going on? That there's two separate parts of the puzzle. Because it should have said just Tamim Tia. It doesn't say Tamim im Hashem Likach. Vesulai im Hashem Likach Omar Kamashmuan. So what is he saying Tamim Tia im Hashem Likach? Of course it means im Hashem Likach. Like what does it mean Tamim Tia? You should be full. Well, you should be perfect. What does perfect even mean? We're dealing with the Torah, which mentions already which is already dealing with getting to perfection, doing what Hashem wants. That's being perfect. So what does it mean im Hashem Likach? So therefore, they're saying that Rashi is explaining that im Hashem Lekecha is a thing on its own. That why over here does he mention why here does it say im Hashem Lekecha? Because over here he actually mentions that there's actually a schar. That over here there will be a schar. And and in other parts where it talks about Tamim being a Tamim, so by Avram we also mentioned that there's going to be a schar in a different way, but the same thing. The Esna Brisi through being perfect, through doing everything that Hashem wants, so then will have this bris, will have a covenant, will be connected to Hashem.
By Noach and the Korbanos, it doesn't say.
It does. It says it's right, but it says Nabrisi beini uvenecha. It's as a right by Avraham. By Carbonis, I mean, it says that through this will be between you, right? Through the Carbonis, not in that puzzle, but right in general. When you see through the Mishkan, then Hashem will be within you, right?
When you bring Tmimim, then Hashem will.
Right. So maybe he doesn't mention it here, but I guess maybe. I'm not sure why he doesn't mention it. I guess he's just giving an example. Doesn't have to say it in every single thing. Okay.
Further, the Yetamim, you mean you connected to Hashem by Yutamim?
You become his. You become his. We'll see. We'll see what it means. But we'll be his. Connect. We will be his. We will become his.
Like it said, Avadayim, they are my slave, so they are my nation, and their body, it's like my with me.
It's like when we put a mezuzah on our door, then it becomes we're showing we're doing something as a proof that we think that our home is Hashem's home. It's really Hashem's. That's what the mezuzah tells us. Okay. But there's 4 reasons the Rebbe gives why it can't be the reason what's going on with Rashi. First of all, Al Pizeh, as opposed to Rashi as if Rashi is saying that there are 2 parts of the pasuk, so then he should have separated them into 2 different sections. Right? The way Dibra Masel, the way Rashi's work, is that Rashi takes a certain section of the pasuk and then explains it. And then it goes to the next thing that needs explanation. It takes that thing. It doesn't just take a quote of the whole pasuk and then explains it, unless it's one explanation dealing with the whole thing. But usually, in such an instance, if what's really going on is that he's separating the beginning from the end of the pasuk, then he should have separated through. It should be Tamim Tiyah, and then explain what Tamim Tiyah means. And then Im Hashem Lekecha should have been a separate section of Rashi and explaining Im HaShem Lekecha is talking about the schar.
It's two pirushim.
Right.
And pasuk, two pirushim according to Rashi. That's it.
V'tchila la'atik tam tiyah l'far t'salachim betmim l'far la'atik Im HaShem Lekecha l'far shva'oz tiyah Im HaLechecha. Then secondly, Pashtos Lashon Rashi, the simple explanation of Rashi, the plain meaning of Rashi's words of Hisalach imoy bitmimos, to walk with him with simplicity, mashma de'im Hashem lekecha koya di'il, implies that with Hashem, what does it mean? With Hashem, it relates to the earlier part of the pasuk. To the tzivur, right. Who chelik matzivui tamim tiyah. Well, the Pashas Pirush HaKosov, and if you're being honest, look at the pasuk itself. It also seems simple. The simple reading means the same thing. That tamim tiyah Hashem lekecha means this is what the tzivur is, to be simple or perfect with Hashem, our God, as if it's a schar. It doesn't say anywhere. We already mentioned before that that it doesn't mention anywhere in the pasuk. It doesn't allude to any schar there. It seems like it's a run-on sentence. There's no esnachta. Actually, maybe telling to you. Okay, good. Aderech Abshat Mashe Nichtav. So really, Im HaShem Lekecha is not extra. And thirdly, really what's going on is seemingly what's going on in this pasuk is that it's a continuation of the previous psukim. The previous psukim is saying that, hey, we're going to go into the land of Eretz Yisrael, and there's going to be all these weird things going on over there, but you will always be together with Hashem. Obviously, meaning they will be with all these, doing these weird stuff, but you will be together with Hashem. So in the simple pshat, Im HaShem Lekecha is part of the continuation. It's not a whole separate thing. And fourthly, what does this mean? See, in the pasuk it says Im Hashem Lekecha. It doesn't say ulechelkoi. What does this mean? And to be his, to be in his portion. What does this mean? It's chelkoi. And also, and furthermore, because of Harinama Rak Im Hashem Lekecha. Right? So okay, so Gimel. So let's explain what's going on. The explanation is as follows.
So 1 second, how many kashas do we have?
So we have 4 questions on the Pirush of Rashi, and then there's the 3 on there is the 3 on the
questions altogether.
3 and 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. It'll be 8. There's the first 3. And then, no. Yeah, you're right. I'm wrong. You're right. Thanks. There's one that's separated into 2. Here's a print. You could read it small. Oh, you have a good. Okay. Good. Fine. So what's going on over here? You ever, you know what a necromancer is? I don't either. It's talking to like dead animals and finding out the future from it. So we're not supposed to be running after such people. We need to trust in Hashem.
So the board. Ouija board.
What's that?
They sell it on toy store.
They play with spirits.
Right. So we're gonna get into if it's even true or not. So the truth is, if you when you go into such things, it just aside, whatever, we'll get there. If we have time, hopefully we'll have time. We'll have a for bringing on this. It's important what's going on over here. Good. So we had a bunch of questions. The answer we'll figure this all out. Don't be so scared.
Dead animal, not dead.
That's one of the things. There's also dead people too.
Nobody's
people that sleep in the in the basic science.
They talk to the basic.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're getting closer to them. They stay there, they sleep there, they're getting closer to them. To the
No, it's a kishuf. It's a roch hatuma.
No, I love to sleep in
No,
Moscow.
so not allowed. It's a roch hatuma.
Right. Okay.
And then the fossil just says Rishayim oil. The oil,
Right.
all these things. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm throwing kids into the fire. It's another thing.
Yeah.
Good.
Good one.
The Rebbe keeps on saying goimer, so it seems like the Rebbe doesn't want to go into all the details. The hulu and yeah. Okay.
Spirits only come from dead things that die.
Somehow someone that's dead will then like know the truth. I guess that's the theory.
But that's
Like-
that's the only place spirits come from.
Well, spirits, everyone has a
Functional
spirit.
being?
A spirit means like something that keeps it in existence.
This way now.
So like any existence has a spirit. Like a stone has a spirit. A human has me. I mean, you seem to be, have a spirit. I mean, I haven't spoken to my spirit. Like I just, wake up and go to sleep. So but that's it. The mere fact that something exists, well, not on its own, proves that there must be something that keeps it existing. It just makes sense for there to be.
Therefore, it has a spirit.
Yeah.
There's some.
Therefore, that's the
I heard
proof that
some
there.
boys told me to do this and this. What do you mean? I hear some boys told me this? Like I have a feeling that, you understand?
Oh, there could also like there's parts of us that are less concrete, less tangible.
Like,
So that also shows that there's different levels. So if there's different levels, like if there's action and then there's thought, then chances are there's even more sublime parts to us too, like that we don't even tap into.
it's not talking to me. It's talking to me. This concept of
Well,
Yes.
said חלומות שב ידבר. When you dream about something, it's shav, right? I see my parents, they passed away 25 years ago, 20 years ago. I see them a lot of times. In a dream, like looking to me, they want to talk about it. What's happening? It's not spirit. Huh?
You need to go to a psychiatrist.
I'm psychiatrist myself.
So talk to yourself.
Yeah.
Continue talking to yourself.
Okay. No, but a lot of people.
What's the big deal? Like the
Means you
brain?
think about them during the day, and that's what
Yeah.
you get them in life.
But
It's
it's said
okay.
חלומות שב ידבר. Shav, it's not true.
What they told you.
I asked you a question.
The Gemara said,
I want-
if somebody have a father came to him in the Cholam and it says, I have a wheat in this place. Do you need to give Meiser or not? And he went over there and find the wheat. Do you have to give Meiser or don't have to give Meiser?
Right.
How do you know? The Gemara
The Gemara said it's a machloket, but the Gemara in the end, the ending that you have to do.
I was in eighth grade. And I had a dream that I was in eighth grade, and I got kicked out of class, and
And talk.
why? Because I came late. I think. I'm not even sure. I think because I came late.
And you told them the dream to the class?
No,
Wait,
I didn't say the dream to the class. And then it was the middle of the day and my parents were at work. So somehow the school told me that I need to walk home. I can't stay in the school. I need to go home because I'm suspended for the day. So I went home and I was walking down into the basement. And then I saw the Rebbitzin in the basement, and she said, "What are you doing here in the middle of the day?" Rebbitzin Kaimoshka. So and then I said, "Well, I got kicked out of class. I got kicked out of yeshiva. Like they told me I need to go home." So she's like, "Don't worry, I'll tell my husband, and my husband has clout in the yeshiva, and he could get his way. So he'll take care of it. Don't worry, you could go back to yeshiva." Yeah. So then I look up, look up to the top of the steps and I see the Rebbe walking down. And then he looks at the Rebbitzin, looks at me, and he's like trying, startled, what's going on? So the Rebbitzin so the Rebbe asks, what's going on? So the Rebbitzin says that, oh, I already told him that
You can go.
that he could go back to yeshiva because my husband has clout in the yeshiva. So he'll make sure that he could go back into yeshiva. So that was my dream.
Will it come true?
What it taught me and why I didn't tell it to my classmate or I didn't tell that to my teacher is because it showed me that there's what if I don't like this teacher or that teacher, there's people on top of them. I don't have to care about these little. I could go straight to the top, and on that level, like it doesn't matter. Like
If you're doing that, you had
Oh.
raising your salary 60%, 16%. How much more money you gonna make?
I was busy thinking about my dream. I didn't hear what you said. Something about 16%.
Weiter.
Good. Okay.
Well, we came on.
Okay, Vabir Bozeh. Okay, so now the Rebbe is going to answer all the issues. Yeah, all the answers.
What is the root of it?
Pirush HaPashat Shel Tamim. So first of all, the simple explanation. What does Tamim actually mean? B'chol Makom Hu Shalim means perfect. The Tamim Hoya means that he was perfect. Noach, it means that he was the perfection. He was the perfect person in his community. V'chein V'hoya Tamim, when it means by Avraham, Pirusham is Shalim B'kiyum Ratzon HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Right. This is what this little conversation here with Avraham is saying. Oh, he was perfect. He did exactly what HaShem wanted him to do. Pirusha Roiv HaMefarshim, Pirusha Roiv HaMefarshim Gam because of Dilan. Over here also the Tamim Tiyem Hashem Lekacha Pirusha Li is Shalim Im Hashem. And by the way, also many Mefarshim over here by the Rambam, the Ramban, all these Mefarshim, the Targum even says that when it says Tamim Tiyah means to be perfect, meaning he does.
What do you mean Shalom Hashem?
Shalim means does all the Tariq mitzvahs. But the truth is, if we're looking up Pshat, which is really what Rashi is trying to tell us, is Pan over here. You can't go and say that this is really what's going on, that the pasuk is saying that you should be perfect, you do exact everything correctly. Because Teichana Parsha who Shaloi Lasses Ketei. Because really, what's going on in this whole parsha of Shoftim, especially in that parsha, right, in that section of the Torah, is Maver B'noi, Kaisem Samim, all these Koyevis, all the Goyish stuff. V'der Shel Amesim, Yisurim, Mosai, Mesaper, Ubediuk. Grammar Oise Eila Ubeglal Tevis Eila, that Shalom Tzarkli Shalom Im Hashem Kechainu Kim Kol Targimitzis. So what are you going to go and say that you shouldn't be like the goyim that do all these stuff? You do everything that Hashem wants. Well, no, it shouldn't the simple pshat should be no. Don't rely on running after these people to ask what's going on in the future. Just be with Hashem. Just be okay with whatever Hashem tells you, or whatever Hashem does for you, and that's it. Like, what do you need to know? Everything that's going on, like it's whatever Hashem does is already okay. So that's really what is the Pashup Pshat.
We have in our door anyone Shalem that do the whole Tayag mitzvah.
Of course, you
can't. You can't.
No?
I
seem like a great guy.
Make
Hashem coming again and again.
make all the Tayag mitzvah.
If presently whatever Hashem is doing is okay, then whatever Hashem did in the past is okay. Why can't everything in the future be the same? Also okay.
It is.
And so why can't you find out? Just as good.
Very good. Right. So why would someone want to figure out what's going to happen in the future?
Well, it might be beneficial for
stock market.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Stock to buy.
Yeah.
Well, the reason why, if that's the reason, then it would be okay to ask what's going on in the future. But really, what happens? The reason why someone wants to know the future is because he's worried what's going to happen in the future.
Maybe live or die. Maybe he's going on a boat trip. You're saying, well,
no, meaning the fear of the unknown.
So what's wrong with that? You could go into the past. You could look and you could.
Fear of the unknown means that you don't. Not you. I mean, if someone would have the fear of the unknown, is because the person has a lack of trust in the future of what's going to be happening.
Trust.
So if the person has trust in Hashem, a simple trust, like whatever happens, I don't need to even know what's this way or that way. I trust I'm in Hashem's hands, and that's it.
But that's
means
that's present. That's right now. That's present. Right now, whatever Hashem does is
no. I mean, also, why it could also be the future. Why should there be a difference between that?
T is the future, not now.
No, Tia is Kol Hazman also.
That means Tamim Tia could also mean
Kol Hazman, the whole
it
time.
means because when they go into Eretz Yisrael, Tia doesn't.
Rabbi,
I don't see a difference between like when a guy marries his wife by the wedding, like is he happy? Is he happy during the wedding because he's happy right then, like that he's married right then, or he's also happy that he's going to be married to his wife for a very long time, like also for the future.
It's a full
It's not that he's happy, like, or in the past he's happy that he did get engaged. Like he is happy in the present, meaning obviously it must be that in the present is also a reason to be happy, but it could also be happy for the future.
Rabbi, according to the Torah, we're allowed to make hypnosis. People hypnotize you. I know a lot of Jewish people doing it. A lot of Jewish people.
You can ask a Rav.
Are you allowed?
I'd be surprised if a Rav says you're not allowed to, but I don't want to say if it's.
No, he's saying it's terrible.
You're saying hypnosis?
Hypnosis.
Hypnosis.
I have a friend that people go to him. He's you see that
what to find out what happened in your previous.
Huh?
Back in the Shech,
He's not going to
tell you. He's not going to tell you future. He tells you your mazel. Tell you mazel. He's not going to tell you future. He's not going to tell you from the stick. This cop shows you that. This cop shows you that.
Yeah, by hypnosing, he's telling you what was 20 years ago, what was 50 years ago.
What happens is, if you check, anyone here knows anyone that works in a Jewish news website? No, I'd be very surprised if the clicks on any horrendous thing that happened is probably the most clicks and the most comments because
the bigger the tragedy, the bigger the clicks.
Yeah. The bigger the click, because what happens is when someone sees this is just human, this is just how humans are, how we are. That when we see something, when we get all fidgety, so we need to know more information. As soon as we could wrap our heads around something, then it's somehow not as bad, which seems absurd because either it's bad or it's not bad. It doesn't. Why should it make a difference if how much information I know? It doesn't. It just makes me happier or makes me less sad. But that's just a personal issue. It's not that it's
For the post-Europe generation. So as soon as it gets too hot, we'll run.
Post-Europe.
A bunch of Holocaust survivor grandchildren. So if you hear it speak crazy, we're running.
Or we fight. At least at the beginning, Israel. By now, it's already a little died down. Until by the Eichmann trial, trying to kind of change. But before that, Israelis made it sound like the Europeans went like sheep to the slaughter, like no one stood up for themselves, and therefore the whole, and us Israelis, we're gonna stand up firm, and we're like the real Jews. It's whatever. Good, great talk. Okay, so let's get back to what's going on over here. So. So Derech Hapshat is that you'll be so it can't be that Shalom is on Kol Taryag mitzvahs because we're dealing really just with specific mitzvahs, with this specific averos. Vein masim lem lo yisase eser averos ki'im tizar masi shasam mitzvah the time ramach mitzvah say. So what? Don't do these 10 averos. Instead, do the 613 mitzvahs. What doesn't make sense? Doesn't But Lochem fire Ramban. So the Ramban comes and says, so no, we're going to say something else. Kavanas akoso shatiyatamim im Hashem b'chol eila in these specific things. Shalom b'amunas Hashem b'nyanim eila that we should believe in Hashem in these specific things. Shaloi tishmal ela el ma'oininim b'koismim. We shouldn't listen to the people that tell the future by such means. She'im kol divrei emes, because the Ramban says that anyways these things aren't true. V'lo yidiu b'chol hatzorech, and anyways they don't really understand what's going on, right? Meaning even if they were gonna hear from the dead or from the dead animals and stuff like that, they have to still interpret. Meaning, even if they hear the truth, then they still have to interpret things, right? All the stories with I don't know, with Avraham, with Moshe, all these things is that the astrologers or astronomers saw that there's going to be that a baby was born this or meaning they heard the truth but uh they didn't explain it correct, they didn't understand it correct. Okay, yeah. Why? Because anyways, even if it is true, Hashem still is on a whole different wavelength. Anyways, he could do whatever he wants. He's not beholden to what the stars say. He could he could do things other than that. He could anyways do miracles. Oh. Therefore, like it's going to talk in later psukim, is that Hashem will bring us Nevi'im, and He'll just tell us what we actually need to know, and that's it. We don't even need to know other things, and we just listen to the Nevi'im and good. Okay, so this is all the Ramban. He's not dealing in Prudish Mikra. We can't say this. It's hard to say this. If we're going to go and say just simply that we should be simple with Hashem, meaning specifically not doing these stuff, and then to go and say tamim tia, meaning on everything. It's hard to say that that tamim tia is specifically about these issues. So the Tarit 7 Rashi de Tamim Kan. So now comes Rashi to say right beforehand we were asking, why does Rashi even have to explain what Tamim means? We already know what Tamim means from other psukim, and he didn't explain it those times. So obviously it means that he's trying to explain something unique over here. So what does he say over here? So here he says, why? Because over here it has a different connotation, it has a different translation. It should be a simple way of going along with Hashem. That he was a simple Yaakov was simple. Which is actually the opposite of perfection. Simple means like dumb, like not perfect means whole or full. Simple means like a simple, yeah. Like over there it says Tom, any bake, any charif, he's not brainy, he's not he doesn't know everything, he's not a know-it-all, he's just simple.
So in the Haggadah, when we say Tom, we should think of Yaakov.
We should think of us, of ourselves.
But Yaakov is Tom.
Right.
That's what you're saying? Like that kind
of Tom, the Tom over there is the one that asks, what is this? He plays stupid. Like he's
a smart Tom.
He's the Tom of the Haggadah is the smartest. He's very wise. He's or the other way around. He's not smart. He's not wise, but he's very smart. He knows exactly what to ask, because the Chacham is like very brainy. He's like, okay, what's this? Try to explain this and that and that.
Calculated.
But he doesn't get to the real meat of what's going on. But then the Tom is the one that has to, like, what is this? Like, just tell. Like he gives you so much space to give an answer that finally you actually say the truth of like what's really going on. That's like when Moshe Rabbeinu, whenever Hashem does something, Moshe like asks, hey, what was going on over there? And then we get like the truth, when Hashem says like, I would rather just annihilate the all Yidden and just I'll make a new Yid just with you and your kids. Well, like and we'll be okay with that. So then Moshe asks, like, hey, what's like these people are getting you so angry? Like, well, what's up with that? Like, and then it gets to the point where Hashem spills the beans that that if we say the Yud Gimel Minas Rachman, then he'll let us have true give true. He'll have Rahmanis on us. Like whatever. So Moshe was also Ishtam. It doesn't mean he's stupid. It means that he plays simple. It's a very simple question. He doesn't get into the nitty gritty. Like he doesn't show his brain power by asking the question. It seems like he doesn't know what's going on, and then he gets to the meat, like the real truth of it. Okay, good.
Yaakov Avinu also. Yaakov Avinu was Ishtam Yosef B'Haolam. Yaakov Avinu was.
I don't know what it means. That's why Yaakov was.
No, but we're saying when he was in Lavan, he
Ishtam Yosef B'Haolam.
the whole Tayag mitzvah.
Right.
The eyes can be not bucky and everything. It has to be bucky.
But God is not mashma that way, no miss. Because you're going from the Chacham to the Rasha down to the Tom, which is the Rasha is just like the Chacham, but Lachem Loi Loi. Then you're going to the Dosh, Shapiro, what is this? And then you're going to the She'en Yedei Elishma.
Right.
So in the Haggadah per se, the Tom is the simple one. It's
Right.
It's not what.
Like he's not smart.
He's not trying
He's
to
not
ask
smart.
a mental question, and you're saying he doesn't.
That's what we should strive. We should strive to be if someone has.
That's not, and that is not Yaakov Ishtam Yosef B'Haolam. There are two different ways to interpret the word Tom. That's the wrong context. That's my take on it. Because you see the next one.
I know because. But then why is his question? What is this? Like
because
he really has.
He's bewildered. Oh, what is this? He walks and he sees a whole bang over here.
Well, the way you're saying that question,
you could also
you're asking in a dumb way, but you could ask it in a very smart way.
So why do you have the shit?
Like meaning? I know.
He's better than
We're not talking about that guy. We're talking about the Tom now.
The Sheni de Elisha. Here, let me get the Sheni de Elisha is if you wanna. Okay, okay. Put it this way: Chacham is the first, not the last. So no one's gonna say Chacham is. I'm just saying that we could learn a way of dealing with life. We could learn from all of the sons. Like Sheni de Elisha, what happens? At Psachle, he's the one. He doesn't even know what to ask. Like, please, like, go and beat him up for not knowing what's going on. He just went to yeshiva till Pesach. From El, he had Elul's man. At Tishrei was in yeshiva. Cheshvan Kisatevis Shvat Adar. He comes home Nissen and Sheni de Elisha. He doesn't know what's going on. Doesn't even know what to ask. No. Sheni de Elisha. So what does the Torah say? At Psachla, you need to open him up.
Yeah, Sheni de Elisha was the 3-year-old.
Yeah, in the picture, the one with the sauce.
He's the 3-year-old. He's supposed to tell every segment of Klal Yisrael if you're not Rigosai. That was
right, but
that is the Pashtup shot.
But we need to, but it's our responsibility to open.
Come, I'll tell you a story.
Right, very good. But
we're not talking about the Bacha that learned Elo and the Bacha that learned even what's his man, the Bacha that came home.
He's a Tommy.
It's not the Sheni de Elisha. The Sheni de Elisha is a 2-year-old. It wants a lollipop.
But some people that are a little older than to act like.
There's a word on this even. Why does it say Baruch HaMakah and Baruch Hu? If you want to talk about the 4 sons. So you should say Baruch HaMakah and Baruch Menachem Eschem. All of a sudden, by the 4 sons, why HaMakah? Baruch HaMakah, Baruch HaMakah, Baruch Elokim, Baruch HaMakah. Because everybody wants to have children, right? It's not right. It's the most important thing. But sometimes children don't pan out the way you want them to. This one's a Chacham, this one's a Russian, Sheni de Elisha. But you know what? Baruch HaMakah, don't put me have children. So you see from that part also, it is in different levels. Your hard time.
I've had classmates that were Chachamim, and I don't know. Hopefully whatever. I'm not here to. Whatever. Good. For sure, there's a lot of. For sure, there's a Shiva Panam Latera. What could I say? For sure, there's everything that exists there's what we could learn from. Even someone that is a bacher that never learned anything, the chances are, if he still exists, there's a reason why he exists. Obviously, we could learn from him too. Fine. Where are we up to? So V'yakadish Tom. Okay. So then we're going to understand what's going on later on. Maskil, so what does he say? Hakosu maskil mazir lo islam lasis maver bnoi, right? V'deiru shalom mesim ki toyavas Hashem. It's an abomination, right? This is like making fun of Hashem. This is it's
Question Hashem.
Not because they're actually not true. Meaning, even if he's not saying, Rashi is not saying that the issue with all these people is that they're saying the non-truth. Right beforehand, the Ramban was saying that we shouldn't be dealing with such people because they're not even going to tell us the truth. Because Hashem is on a higher level. Hashem could deal, like, he's not beholden to how the stars are stationed in the sky. He could do other things. He doesn't have to do exactly what the stars say. So meaning that it's maybe it's not even true. But Rashi is alluding that even if it is true, it's nothing to do. It's just that this is not bakavidik to Hashem's people to be dealing with such people. This is not Hashem is giving you, like what we said before, it's giving you just what the Navi is telling. Right? Right, okay, we explained this. So Rashi is saying that therefore the pasuk says that Hashem, Moshe Rabbeinu is bavaring that we need to be simple with Hashem Himself. Even though by dealing with such people, we'll know the future. We still shouldn't be. We shall be simple, meaning simple means that we don't know everything. And then what does this mean? And then Rashi continues, right? Beforehand, we were asking, one of the first questions is why is Rashi and where is Rashi taking all these details of what is part of Talmud? So there's the going with him in simplicity and trusting in him, depending on him, meaning that we depend on him. We don't need to know the truth. We don't need to know the future. If we don't know the future, is also fine because we know that it's going to be according to what Hashem wants. So what do we need to know? We're depending on him. And we're not going to ask these people that will tell us the future. Okay, let's just finish this up. Okay, so this actually gets to a halachic manner. The question is this mitzvah of not talking to such sorcerers, is it an actual mitzvah or not? Is it count to the 613? Is it it's a leisas, right? No, Tamim Tiyah is a mitzvah aseh. So the question is it part of Tariq mitzvahs or not? If it's part of Tariq mitzvah, the reason why it would be part of Tariq mitzvahs is if it's specifically about those mitzvahs. If Tamim Tiyah Hashem Lekecha is specifically about not talking to such people.
All the mitzvahs.
Right, wait. If it were to be just specifically about those mitzvahs, then we could say that, that's a mitzvah because it's a specific thing. It's not. Why? Because one of the criteria of saying that something is a 613 mitzvahs is that it's not connected to all the other mitzvahs. If it's connected to the other mitzvahs, it's as if it's a prelude to the other mitzvahs. And then how could you claim that it's one of the 613 if it has to do with all the 613 mitzvahs? it's kind of it's as if it's a prelude. It's like before you actually start counting, you need to first have a framework of what it is to be a yid, and then okay, a yid is going to do mitzvahs. It's as if that. So if Tamim Hashem Lekecha means that you should be perfect in all mitzvahs, so then obviously it's not one of the mitzvahs, because what does it mean to be perfect in all the mitzvahs? How could that be one of the mitzvahs? It's itself. If that itself is one of the mitzvahs, so then which mitzvahs is it even talking about? So obviously, but if it's specifically about those 10 issues, those 10 things of not acting like the goyim of Eretz Canaan, all those issues, then it's part of Taryag, then it's part of Taryag mitzvahs. Okay, so then, but then okay, we have 2 minutes. So this sicha is part of project Likkutei Sichos, and which goes through the entire Likkutei Sichos after something like 7 years, and it was originally part of the cycle during COVID, like during the height of COVID, that first summer. It was so what was going on then is that there was a bunch of people saying, okay, for sure, this is going to be the way, like, if you do this, then everything's going to be fine. Don't do that. And everyone's going berserk. How much more information do we need to have? Like, everyone was on their phones trying to get as much information as possible, because there was we couldn't trust anyone. There was all trust in anything was down the drain. We couldn't trust whatever, good. No names. Yeah. So, huh?
This is not an easy sicha.
No. You could look if you want, you could look in the English. I don't know if it's going to help.
But you're saying
So good. So this was part of that. So this is what was going on. So if I don't have trust in anything, which is true, because whatever anyone is saying, it's not perfect what they're saying. So obviously there's a reason why I don't trust them, right? So then what pushes them is that I need to know more and more and more and more and more. But then there's an issue of not having trust, right? But if we're putting our trust, if we realize that it's really HaShem is recreating the world constantly, so every detail is really being orchestrated by HaShem. So then what's the lack of trust? So I don't trust in human beings. That makes sense, because they're just human. Even if they were doing trying their best, even their best is still human. So it's inherently not perfect. So it makes sense not to trust them. So what, you're gonna find more news and more news and more news? Then you'll be more trusting, and then you'll calm down. It's not true, because by the next day there was other stories saying how even what you heard yesterday wasn't true.
Why not? I want to trust people. Why can't we trust people?
You
Find out
could,
the truth.
if you could,
So
but
we keep
there's
searching.
it's inherently flawed. Like it's not
Why?
gonna get up to a perfect.
Find the truth, and it's perfect.
But there's no there's no such thing as human perfect truth. Like
If
even the
name,
past.
if I told you my name, I'm lying. That's not true.
If you're Russian.
Okay, that is the truth.
So that's the truth. So you want to find out the truth. So you keep searching,
But
to
enough
find it
to
out.
trust.
You're saying that there was no truth out there.
There was truth. There was truth there was truth, but it wasn't making people calm. Like there was still a lack of trust in however much truth there was out there. Meaning there was me, of course. My doctor told me to, and I need to listen to my doctor. HaShem tells me that I need to listen to my doctor. That's not no monkey business. No, makes sense. Just find a doctor that you trust. You can check that. I have on my wallet.
We believe you that you took it.
Even if you did. Whatever, that's not really the issue. I'm saying really it's so much healthier. It's so much healthier if Hashem really exists in our lives, like tangibly, like meaning we realize it. It'll just be healthier. We'll just be more sane, more calm. We don't have to get so riled up. And this is exactly Amunah Pshuta, not getting it like what? I'm gonna understand it more. It'll understand almost like the Tom.
Undermining the movement.
Right.
The Rambam said if
I
you
didn't
eat
say no.
something,
No, with Marin Nevuchim. You could be smart. You're allowed to.
What's his name, Meir?
No?
Let's see.
Yeah, Machlik.
the Rambam said before you eat something, think 7 times. This is good for me, this is not good for me. This is good for me, that's good for me. So you be healthy. Because till you start eating it, that's eating anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Good. Yeah. It's nice to see you, David. Have a good night.